And I say, hey, how about if I take that guy's tooth out and put it in my mouth? And you go, perfect.
So much more coming from the Beetlejuice cast. They opened Venice Film Festival earlier today, and boy, has the internet gone crazy. Right, we're going to hear from the cast, also the director, Tim Burton. I'm Max. This is Flip Your Wig. Guys, you have to turn your notifications on so you don't miss a video. And if this is the first time that you've come on the channel, please do subscribe because there is so much content on here for you to enjoy. Starting with this video right now. Okay, the press conference earlier on at Venice Film Festival before they strutted the red carpet and received a 3-minute standing ovation, which isn't actually that long, but I hear it's because the actual auditorium started turning the lights off, so people had to literally just leave. So here it is, cast and crew, Beetlejuice, the press conference at Venice Film Festival.
The funny thing about Beetlejuice, as much as I love it, I never quite understood why it was a success. So I never could place it to anything except, you know, something personal to me. And then after all these years, being able to work with, you know, Michael and Catherine and Winona again on it, just made it more personal, more special. And then, you know, with like Jenna and Monica and Willem and Justin, like a new, you know, new people that just got into the spirit of it and felt it. And so it was a very, very personal project for me.
There are so few opportunities to be in something that you can say is 100% original and unique. Because, you know, you can see a wonderful film, but it was inspired by something somewhere that someone had seen. You know, even, you know, Fellini or Kurosawa, as brilliant as they were, somewhere, you know, it was influenced by something. If you ask me, or I kind of don't want to know, where did this come from? It just came from somewhere out there, you know. So it's rare to be a part of something like that. And he and I have a nice working relationship, and we have a lot of laughs. And this cast is unbelievably, it might be better if that's possible than the former cast, but so I was excited to do it again.
We thought we were making a drama until
yeah.
The past few years, I got a little bit disillusioned with the movie industry, I guess you might say, and so I just realized, you know, if I'm going to do anything again, I just want to do it from my heart and something that I want to do, you know, because for many years, it's a bit like the Lydia character in this movie, you know. So as you grow older, sometimes your life takes a little bit of a turn, you know, you go down another path, and I sort of lost myself a little bit, I felt. And so for me, this movie was a re-energizing, kind of getting back to the things that I love doing and the way I love doing it with the people I love doing it with. And I realized that's the only way for me to be a success, is that I have to love doing it. And I got a little bit lost sometimes along the way. But now with this one, I feel like, I don't, you know, it didn't even matter how it turned out. I just enjoyed and loved making it with all of these people. So that was the main thing.
I'm so honored to be part of this amazing cast and to enter in Tim's world. Tim is an artist and a filmmaker, and he knows how to create situations that are fantastic and horrific, comic and emotional at the same time. So this really helped me so much to create this monster. I mean, more than a monster, she's a creature, Dolores, and I love her duality because she's mean, but also charming and dangerous. And to me, she's a metaphor of life, because we all have emotional scars, and but she's strong and she's coming back. And yeah, I love this world also because I love comic book as well.
I was so thrilled and excited to join Beetlejuice. Obviously, I was a huge fan of the first one, and I love everyone here. And you know, I really looked up to a lot of this cast, and it was really wonderful to have already established a working relationship with Tim, because he's somebody that I trust immensely, and I really enjoy working with. So coming on to this one, I think knowing that I was joining a team of giants and people who are so special and talented at what they do, I just kind of tried to mind my business in the corner. But for the most part, I think I I think you hear that Lydia has a daughter, Astrid, and you think that they're going to be the same. So I think for me, it was just making sure that I wasn't, ripping off lovely Winona's work back in the day and, making something new, but still pulling certain aspects and things like that would make them similar. Like, they're very self-assured and opinionated and know who they are, and I think their anger comes from a different place. She's maybe a little bit more, not even angry, you just love dark things, and I think Astrid more has a bit more trauma and resentment towards the world, and that's what she's working through, and that's what I did.
For me, there was no denying the aging. Just kind of embrace it, be happy to be alive, and so happy to be back together with everyone. And it was lovely. We didn't even really, I don't remember really discussing it so much where we came to an agreement. We just all went the way of Lydia and Delia have come to a new place. I think both, Jenna, Astrid, and Delia really care for Winona, for Lydia, and are worried for her. She's again in kind of a weird place in her life, and we could see the direction she's going, and I think that aligned us in a way, in a good way. It's just, the beat goes on, and if you're lucky enough to have the beat go on, you got to try to evolve and grow, and we grew together, and it was just so great to see Michael's face up close again. And to have Michael's charm come through in Beetlejuice, and he hasn't aged a bit, he was always dead.
Slightly moldier, but they're good.
It's like the UN.
I got so lucky. One of my favorite parts was getting to stare into your eyes during our sort of duet. I was so thrilled to be with everybody again. It had been such a special experience, the first one, and just to be able to come back to it was a dream come true. In my love and trust for Tim runs so deep, and there's a sense of sort of playfulness, and where you can try things and that if it's bad, he won't use it. It's these sort of opposing things where you feel so safe in that sense, but you also feel just completely free. And I really appreciated being around that energy again. It was very similar to the first one, and I absolutely just feel so spoiled to work with all these people. It was one of the more special experiences of my life.
I think it's obvious that my character has matured. As thank you. As suave and sensitive as he was in the first, I think he's even more so in this one. Just his general caring nature, in his sense of social mores, and his political correctness. In this, for me, Tim, am I right?
Yes. Thank you. 100%.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful opportunity to.
People would ask, they would be like, how is Beetlejuice's character evolving? We just start laughing. It's like, kidding me.
There is a new vulnerability, though, isn't there?
Yes.
Thanks to Dolores. Yeah, we see a whole new side.
That's true. You learn a lot more about me, about my past, from my ex-wife. Yeah. By the way, he's not afraid of anything except Dolores.
That's true. We had a good script, we had everything, but everybody here contributed to their character. And we tried to treat it like in the first movie, where there's a lot of improv. We'd make stuff up on the day, we would just try things, and it kind of gave it an energy, and we shot it quickly. We did things like I didn't plan it that way, but we talked about doing it in the spirit. And it was the same with the music. I have a horrible playlist. We all have our own playlists. I have mine, and so some of them came very, handy. So it wasn't. In fact, a lot of the times, even the ending, was not written in the script. So we were kind of playing around with everything, both with the acting and with the cast and with the music and we even with the, I even worked with a guy, Neil Scanlon, who, in the spirit of everybody, we did everything, made puppets quickly. We did things that usually take months to work on. We'd go buy a doll from a toy store and rip it up and put rods on it and do some stuff. So, there was a spirit, and it gave it this doesn't always happen in a film. It gave it an energy and a personal nature to it that everybody contributed. I mean, all the actors, Justin, Willem, Jenna, everybody really made their character on a daily basis something. It was just so much fun to deal with, and it was the same with the music. I did get re-energized doing Wednesday. I mean, walking the Carpathian Mountains in Romania kind of does something to a person. But I mean, we think about it beforehand, but it just kind of came together because, Wednesday kind of trying to shoot a TV thing on a movie schedule kind of was fun in a weird way, and so. But I was thinking about it beforehand. But then thinking about the cat, then meeting Jenna obviously was such an important thing for me, and working with her, and then just thinking about the Lydia character and what happened to her 35 years later, and thinking about my own life and what happens when you get kids or you get relationships, whatever. So it just became a very simple, emotional movie. Like what happened, it's like a weird family movie. So that's sort of or a family, a weird family movie. So, and like I said, it was never meant, I'm not out to do a big sequel for money or anything like that. It was just I wanted to make this for very personal reasons. And like I said, since I didn't really understand the first thing, I didn't watch the first movie to kind of prepare for this. I just wanted to do it. I remember the spirit of it. I remember everybody here, and I just go, okay, let's just go for it. And then I realized at the end of it all, and again, it wasn't planned, that we actually we shot in pretty much the same amount of days that we did the first one. I wasn't planning on that, and I just realized, wow, we really did do it in the spirit of the first one.
It's something that sort of feels like it's in our sort of, cultural DNA. So you do sort of feel like you've been handed the keys to, Willy Wonka's house or something. And it just felt, at first, a little intimidating. And then once we got onto the sets which were beautiful, it just felt extremely playful. It's sort of like going into a church and then playing, pickup basketball. It just felt really fun, felt really independent. And it felt very sort of unfettered. It didn't feel like there was sort of the normal downward pressure of perhaps a studio film, and it was really playful. It was in the spirit of, sort of the best idea wins, let's have fun, let's enjoy ourselves, and it was incredibly gratifying.
I was just happy when Tim called me. I followed his movies, his work for years, so I was excited by that. And then when I arrived, yes, it's a complete world. It's a world that you enter, and there's a real pleasure to inventing things, as Tim says, and also trying to make him laugh.
It was not hard to do. I mean, I had to walk off the set a few times. These guys.
I can't tell you how much fun it is. You see it and you go, oh, it's better than I had in my head. It's just seamless and so kind of beautiful, actually, but just so nuts and great and perfect. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. You think you get it when you're doing it, but you're kind of guessing. You go, I kind of think it's in here somewhere, and then you go, I'll just wait to see it.
But it started a new trend in wedding ceremonies of biting the heads off of chickens.
Tim told me about this character. He told me there is a hero in the film for which I thought about you. And so he showed me also what he had in his mind. And also there is this moment when she puts herself together. It was incredible for me because I had to learn an entire choreography, and I felt a bit like a mime. And about the scars, I mean, she moves like a broken doll.
I'm Max, and this is Flip Your Wig. Please do turn your notifications on, subscribe. Let me know if you're looking forward to seeing Beetlejuice. And we say it a third time, you never know. He might turn up. Leave a comment. I'll be back soon with more videos.
Well, let's do the math. It took 35 years to do this one. Let's say it takes, let's just say 30. I'd be over 100. I guess it's possible, but with medical science these days, but I don't think so.
Well, in my character's
These guys all
case,
look
I
very
can do
good,
it.
though. They look good. I mean, it's possible, but...